Former Megadeth guitarist Marty Friedman wants guitar solos to die? This is shocking news, especially since Marty is well known for flinging some fiery face melters. He's even considered a guitar virtuoso, a title that's hard to achieve if you don't display some degree of shred. So why is he saying he hopes the traditional guitar solo dies a slow and painful death? Well, today we're going to find out. But before we dive in, I want to give you my Elite Tones cheat sheet that I've linked in the description of this video. It gives you my 9 best tips on how to dial in killer amp tones, and even how to make an amp sim sound as real as an amp sitting in the room with you. It's completely free, so pause the video, click the link in the description, or go to ZachCharGuitar.com. Download the cheat sheet, and then come back so we can see what this Marty Friedman stuff is all about. Alright guys, so I've linked the Guitar World article for y'all in the description if you want to get the whole Guitar World scoop on it and check it out for yourselves. So in this whole Guitar World article here, Marty was asked how he avoids becoming overindulgent in his playing. To which Marty responds, he is self-indulgent, just in different ways. So for him, this self-indulgence means playing long melodies like a singer. So it seems like the phrase self-indulgence has 2 different meanings in this situation. One is just a guitarist trying to cram as many notes into a solo as possible. So just shredding for the sake of shredding, almost to fulfill some sort of obligation. And we've all heard solos like these before, and I think the criticism that Marty has is that these types of solos, or this form of self-indulgence, lacks a sort of personality. And I think we'll discover that a little bit more as we continue with this article. But Marty doesn't look at a guitar solo as being some sort of obligation that he just has to kind of do just to meet some sort of quota. It seems like he's welcoming the idea of a solo, but a type of solo that's more melodic. As if he's using the solo to actually sing something and convey something that's deep inside of him. It's like instead of trying to play like Carrie King, we should instead try to play more like BB King. So here's where we really get to the nitty-gritty, the whole main quote of this article here. Marty is saying, I hope the traditional guitar solo dies a slow and painful death. Man, those are some intense words coming from a shred star of this caliber. But then he adds, they, meaning guitar solos, need something to keep listeners involved, especially those who are not learning to play and only listen. So Marty is saying some serious words of wisdom here that all guitarists should take to heart. The guitar solo isn't something that should only be engaging to fellow guitarists, who may even try to learn what you're playing as if it's some sort of challenge to overcome. It's more for everybody and appealing to non-musicians as well. This way you give everybody something they can really engage with, and even something that they can sing along to, because people really crave that melody, which is something that all musicians and non-musicians can relate to. And this isn't saying that you should not be shredding, because as Marty has shown us, you can play fast and still be melodic. And so that piece really connects with this other thing here that Marty says, speaking more to the emotion. He says, we need guitar music that makes those people feel something. It's the responsibility of guitarists to bring something to solos that will achieve that. So music is not cerebral, but rather more aesthetic and emotional at its core. Impressing somebody with your speed and technicality is all fine and dandy, but when you're able to make somebody feel something, you make a connection with that person. Otherwise, playing fast for the sake of playing fast is at most an intellectual, fine motor novelty for some other guitarists to enjoy and appreciate. And so in the opposite direction, we have somebody like David Gilmour, who has reached the highest level of this sort of thing. He can just play one note and it'll bring you to tears. And this isn't to say that you can't make a guitar solo emotional by only playing slow. You can still play fast and get the feels going. Marty himself has shown this is possible. Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold, Satchel from Steel Panther, and Yngwie Malmsteen are some other shredders who balance the elements of speed and beauty quite nicely. So the key phrase in all this is traditional guitar solo. As Marty notes how the standard solo has lost its fire. He's not saying that he doesn't want any guitar solo to ever exist ever again. His words are calling for us guitarists to take our playing and our compositions well past their perceived limits. And he's not discounting contemporary players when he's saying all this. He even says that things look promising because there's a ton of great guitar work. There are a lot of exciting approaches out there by people who look at the instrument in cool ways. And he says, there must be something melodically unique that connects us on a higher level. That's what I'm looking for from guitar today, and I hope that's what young players are searching for too. So dynamics really are key here. Finding that balance of shred and melody is a delicate art form. Once a musician is able to find that balance, connecting with the listeners becomes way easier. And if you want to make sure that your solos and riffs sound killer, don't forget to download my free Elite Tones cheat sheet if you haven't done so already. It gives you my best tips on how to dial in awesome tones, and it even teaches you how to make your amp sims sound like real amps. Thank you so much for watching. Keep shredding. I'm Zach with Zach Char Guitar, and I will see you in the next one.